Good morning everyone and welcome to the Community Health Team's Facebook Live session. This is our last session of 2020, so I hope you all enjoyed today's session, and we've got a couple of guests that might appear later on, so hopefully you enjoy speaking to them too. I'm just going to go over a couple of tips for you. For anybody who's new here today, I'm Alison Connor, I'm your community health worker for the Facebook Live, and if you ever want to get in touch with me you can send a couple of messages at any point. So without further ado, we'll just start with a couple of things. So I'm just going to give you some information about, if you can read that, it says don't skip breakfast. Okay, so I'm trying to get you as healthy as possible just before the lead up to Christmas, and obviously during and after Christmas. So breakfast can help give us the energy we need to face the day, as well as some of the vitamins and minerals we need for good health. So if you can, have your breakfast. So there's number one. Leading up again, what about cutting down on some saturated fat and sugar? Okay, we do need some fat in our diet, but we're trying to really cut out the saturated fat. So to stay healthy, we do need some fat, but what is important is the kind of fats we're eating. So making sure it's unsaturated fat, okay? And do you really need some of those cakes and biscuits during the day? Maybe not. So just try and think about that. If you're looking to lose a little bit of weight before Christmas and maybe after Christmas, maybe if you eat from a smaller plate, would that help? Sometimes our plates are really big and we feel the need to fill them up with everything. If you are going to eat from a bigger plate, fill it full of your vegetables. Don't heap your food on a plate, and just think twice if you're going back for second helpings. What else can we do? Now here's the one that we hear about all the time, and I'm here to just reinforce this and remind you as well. Eat lots of fruit and vegetables. Absolutely essential. Getting your vitamins and minerals from your fruit and vegetables is a great way to keep yourself fit and healthy. We probably know we should be eating more fruit and veg, but are we actually doing it? Please try and have some more. A lot of us are still not eating enough of it, but if you can, just try and get more fruit and vegetables into your diet. What about this one? Now this can be a little bit tricky during Christmas and New Year, getting active and trying to be a healthy weight. So what kind of things can we do to be active? Well, if you've got good memories, and we'll go back to the very, very first Facebook Live session we did, you'll remember that we did it from Baxter Park, and I was really trying my best to encourage you to get out walking. And if you can get out walking once, twice, 3 times a day at the moment, that would be great. Just try and keep your energy levels up. It's difficult to get to a Keep Fit class, I can understand that, but there's lots of good online ones as well that are free and easy to follow. So try your best to get yourself fit and active if you can. Just get yourself out, okay? And the other one I've got, now I don't even have to let you see this one, because if you've been watching the sessions you'll know that I go on about water, day in, day out. Water we need all the time. So if you can, try and drink plenty of water. Water's great, that's going to keep you hydrated. 0 calories in water, 0 fat in water, what's not to like? So if you can, we should be drinking about 6 to 8 glasses of water, or a fluid a day, but my big thing is the water. So that's just a couple of tips. You don't want to overdo it. We're giving you too much information during Christmas and New Year, but try and think of the things I've gone over about. Now, as you know, I've got Robin, he's behind the camera, as always. Robin, do you have anything we should go over?
What's your alcohol intake?
Oh, right, okay. Right, Robin's come up with alcohol. Right, now, we are getting to that time of year when we do like to partake of a little bit of alcohol, maybe more so than other days and times of the year. But if you are going to be taking in some alcohol, try and remember your units. And for everybody out there, it's 14 units, and that's not a day, that's 14 units in a week. So it boils down to basically 2 units a day, which is 2 small wines, a half pint of lager or cider or a beer, or if you're having a spirit, it would be a small measure of a spirit. And making sure when you're adding your mixer to it, try and make sure you dilute your spirit quite a lot, so you're maybe not drinking so much. It would also be a good idea to think about what you're adding to your spirit. So if you can make it soda water or water, that's a really good thing to do as well. But that's our tips just now. So let's think about what we can do. Oh, everybody please excuse me, there is a knock at the door that I'm going to have to attend to. So I'll leave you with Robin just for 2 minutes if you don't mind. Don't go away. Oh, come in, come in, come in. Everybody come in. Hi everyone. I'm really sorry, but Alison's had to go. She can't stay, so I'm going to take her place. Now, my name's Mrs. Claus, and I've got with me today
Mrs. Elf.
Mrs. Elf is with us today. So, while Alison's out the room, we're going to do a little bit of fun with you. So, do you fancy doing a little bit of exercise with myself and our elf, Mrs. Elf? Mrs. Claus, Mrs. Elf. So we're just going to take you through a little exercise routine. If you don't mind just giving me 2 seconds, and I will get you some little music to get us in the Christmas mood. Right. And we've got our Robin with us today. He was flying, and it's good to fly. Can we fly? Mrs. Elf, can we fly? We can. You at home, are you flying? That's great, we're flying away. There we go. Let's fly away and get fit. Now what you're going to do is bring your hands to the front, up and down everybody. And we've got our Mrs. Robin doing things as well. There we go, up and down. Now this time, Mrs. Elf, we're going to take our hands up and take them out to the side. And we're going to take them up to the roof. And you know what? When you take your hands up to the roof, stretch up. You're stretching your spine here. Now let's shake our hands. Mrs. Elf, you're doing so well. Are you enjoying yourself, Mrs. Elf?
I'm loving it.
Right, okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus.
Right, Mrs. Elf, we've done our arms now, haven't we?
Yes.
Mrs. Elf, what about we do our legs? Come on, Mrs. Elf, keep fit, come on.
Come on,
get the legs going. You know you can do it. Come on, Mrs. Elf. Now, Mrs.
In
Elf.
the workshop.
Yeah, Mrs. Elf's been working very hard in the workshop, and she was getting bossed about by my husband. And my husband is Santa Claus, Mr. Claus. And sometimes Mrs. Elf wants to give him a boot. So we're kicking. Look at that. And we've got our Robin taking part. We have a very fit Robin with us today. Now we're going to do circles, Mrs. Elf. Christmas. I hope everybody's getting in the spirit of Christmas. Are you in the spirit of Christmas, Mrs. Elf?
I am, but I have to be.
You
paid
have
to be.
I know. Mrs. Elf works all the hours. How many hours a day are you working, Mrs. Elf?
About 55, I think.
55 hours in a day?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of hours in one day, isn't it?
Time goes quicker in the North Pole.
It does. Now we're going to put your hands out. Well done, Mr. Robin. See, there's 2 Robins, not just one. We've got Mr. Robin and Mrs. Robin. Are you doing well with those hands, everybody? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Now we're going to slap our knees. You ready? Woo! Now if anybody's at home and not doing this, we're going to be so disappointed, aren't we?
No. Just do this every night up to Christmas.
Yeah, and if you don't do this, my husband, Mr. Claus, will know, and you will get no presents. And what does everybody like? Presents! Now, Mrs. Elf, we're going to lift our knee up. Are you ready? And hit the knee at the same time. There we go.
I have heard that laughing can help the stomach muscles as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're getting people's stomach muscles going here.
Mrs. Elf, great point, because if you hold your abdominal muscles in, your stomach muscles, that's working and training now. So we're doing well, aren't we?
Yep.
Is everybody getting those knees up? Right, we'll do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, let's circle again. Oh my. Oh, is that Mrs. Robin that's there now? Scooting across the screen.
don't think I've got the same coordination as you, Mrs. Claus.
You're doing so well, Mrs. Elf. You're doing brilliant. Let's go a bit higher, Mrs. Elf. We're wanting to, I hope Alison doesn't come back while we're doing this. I think she's away seeing Jen Kincaid about some things in the office. She's away up to the office. Don't tell her we're using all her equipment.
No.
Now we're gonna, Mrs. Elf, have you ever spun your hands? Oh, look at that, everybody.
What a move.
We're busting the
Go-to dance move.
Yeah. Mrs. Elf, I think that Robin's having a really good time.
I know.
Look at it dancing away.
Him as much. I think as long as the Robin's okay with us,
Yeah.
I don't think Alison can complain.
Now, what we're going to do, Mrs. Elf, we're going to practice some punching.
Okay.
Do you fancy doing that?
As long as it's just the air.
Just the air,
Don't
because
like to punch
we're
people.
not
That's
going to
good.
punch anyone, no. Here we go. There we go, big punches. Now we'll go across the body. This is giving you a good warm up, everyone. That Robin's back again. What's he doing here?
Stealing the show, this
Yeah,
Robin.
this Robin is. Hey, get off our camera time, Robin. now, Mrs. Elf, do you know what an uppercut is?
Yes.
Some of the boxers do it. So we're going to be doing it now. So we're doing it like punch up, and that's helping those muscles again, isn't it?
Never done one sitting down before. I have
You're
to
not,
say.
well, yeah, well, we don't usually
It's
punch
anything.
people sitting down, but we don't punch people at all.
No.
That's not right. Up we go. Now we're going to do back to our legs. How are you feeling, Mrs. Elf?
Oh, I'm feeling very fit and healthy, Mrs. Claus.
I'm
Thank you.
hoping this is energising you to do, you said you did 54 hours, was
Yeah.
it? I hope this is going to make you do 74 hours
Oh,
now.
see, this is it. I need to get my union involved here.
Oh
It's
no.
all a ploy to get us to work 4 hours.
One bit of trouble, and she's away running to that shop steward all the time. I've got an awful lot of trouble with her sometimes. Right, we're going to do some heels, heels, heels. Look at that. Can you see our heels? I don't know if you can see the heels on the camera, but you've just got to touch the floor with your heel. I think that Robin's getting in the road again. We're going to do some toe taps, Mrs. Elf. There we go with those toes. Now
Your
everybody.
boots, Mrs. Claus. didn't
Yeah,
you just
now
say?
if you keep doing that, I'm going to let people see my boots. I got them from my husband, Mr. Claus. They've got fur on the top because at the North Pole it can get really cold.
Yes.
Now we're needing to get you furry boots, Elf.
I've got these sparkly tights so they
Oh, did you get them for your Christmas?
Yes.
You did. Did you get them from your line manager?
No, it was from my friend.
Was it from a friend?
Yeah.
Sometimes the line managers don't give us any Christmas presents. Have you found that yourself?
Yes.
Yes, and we deserve a lot of Christmas
I know.
presents from our
Did
managers.
you have a word with Mr. Claus about
I'm
that?
going to have a word with Mr. Claus.
Lovely.
And certain line managers might not get a gift this year. They'll get no gifts from Santa. Now we're going to spin our hands again. You'll have a right to reply, Robin, don't worry.
In the Robin's bag to take revenge.
That Robin. There we go, now we're going to stretch out, right out, and bring those elbows together, everybody. Robin, can you put your elbows together, Mr. Bird, Robin? Oh, he's gone upside down, he's showing off. Right out, we're showing all his big muscles. In we go. Out we go again. In again. There we go. And last one, just shake out those hands. Okay, we're going to do some front arm raises now. What I want you to do, Mrs. Claus, when you go
Mrs.
back
Elf.
Mrs. Elf, sorry, I'm
Mrs.
getting all
Claus.
confused. Thank you, Mrs. Elf. When you go back to the workshop, you must tell the rest of the elves about these exercises.
I will.
And anybody watching, you go and tell your friends, family and neighbours about all the exercises you're doing, because Mrs. Elf's going to do it.
I'll
Okay,
tell
so
Mr. Claus that we can have a 15-minute aerobics break. every
yes.
day.
Now everybody out there who's working very hard, ask your employer, can you get a 15-minute break to do exercises? And hopefully they say yes. You could do this sitting at your desk. Do this sitting at home. There we go.
Make sure you move your chair back far enough so you don't knock the computer over.
Yeah, do be careful of that. Good point, Mrs. Elf. We've got to think of some safety things as well. 2 more. 1. Shake out. Shake to the side. Shake to the other side. Shake again. And Robin shaking. Well done, Birdie Robin. Shake it.
Robin's having a better time though.
Yeah, is he? Well, we'll have to do something about that. Let's march. Hands on the waist. Up to the roof. Now what we're going to do, down to the shoulders. You ready to punch up with both arms? Here we go. Up, up, push right to the roof.
This Robin's really good at flying upside down.
Can he do that? What an aerodynamic Robin he really is. Are you punching? Now we're going to push 2 hands out to the front. Ow, we're slowing that one down a wee bit because I thought we did an awful lot of energy sapping exercises a second ago. Woo! Ow! Shake it out. Is everybody getting warmed up? Mrs. Elf, we're going to stand up. Mrs. Elf, we're going to sit down. Now you're all got to stand up and sit down. Everybody up. Everybody down. Mrs. Elf, let's do it again. Up we go. And down. Now we're managing that, everybody. Are you managing? Let's do something different. We're going to stand up and lift up your knee. And down we go again. We'll stand up, lift up the other one. Only if you feel you can. Stay sitting. If this is a bit too much. Good. How's our Birdie Robin doing? He seems to be managing fine. Up. We'll do 2 more if you can. 1. 2, stay standing, Mrs. Elf. Shake out. Shake it. Shake everything. Are you all shaking at home? Right, let's have a seat. Now, Mrs. Elf, I don't know about you, but I'm getting on in years, and that's a bit much for me now. You're a young thing, Mrs. Elf.
I'm only 220.
You're only 220?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 672.
Well,
You know, so we've got to slow down now. So we're just going to think about our breathing. So breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And let's breathe in and think of Christmas presents, Mrs. Elf. And breathe out. And you know what's good just now? I think that pesky Robin's gone away now. So he's not going to steal our thunder anymore.
well, I don't know.
He might come back, but let's do a breathing in with the hands going up, Mrs. Elf. And I think that Robin's trying to sneak back. And down. Now this is nice and relaxing. And down. Breathe in. Now we're going to do it once more and then we're going to take our hands out to the side. And push those shoulder blades together. Bring it back in again. And down. Now very slowly, just a nice little circle, Mrs. Elf. And Mrs. Elf is going back to our workshop to tell all the elves about the exercises. And they're going to do them?
We will.
Right.
We will.
And if they're doing too much, I know you'll be in touch with the union.
Yes, I will.
So if they just do a little bit at a time, because she doesn't want them to be overworked.
No.
They were on their work to rule last week. Oh my goodness, I had terrible trouble getting them all back to work again, but we negotiated well.
There's a shortage of PS5s because of that.
Yeah, there was a lot of shortages going on and we had to employ more elves for Mrs. Elf. There we go. Right, we're going to shake it out. Now, I think, Mrs. Elf, we've just escaped in time before Alison comes back.
I think so.
And I think Jen was saying that she was coming back as well about this time.
Oh, shit.
So we'll wish everybody a Merry Christmas then.
Yay! Very Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
And remember, if you need any help during Christmas time, the Hilltown Community Centre in Dundee have a community larder on the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd and the 28th of December. So if you want to come along, get a wee bit of help, you can do that between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock each of those days.
That's absolutely brilliant. So wonderful information there from Mrs. Elf. Now, I hope you're going to vote for myself and Mrs. Elf. So Mrs. Claus and Mrs. Elf, they're better than Alison and Jennifer, aren't they? So vote for us and you'll get us every day if you want. We'll come back and do this every day, but if you don't vote for us, we can't do it.
Only if Mr. Claus gives me the time off.
I'll have a word with him.
Okay, that's fine.
I was going to say I wear the trousers in our relationship. Okay, I've got my skirt on today, but I've got my trousers underneath. So I'll be telling Mr. Claus that. Listen, everybody, have a great Christmas and New Year. Mrs. Elf and Mrs. Claus have had a wee bit of fun with you today, so I hope you've enjoyed that. And we hope to speak to you all again. We'll be coming back again in January. I think Alison's talking about doing a session with Facebook Live again in January. So everybody out there, have a lovely time. And from Mrs. Elf and myself,
Bye!
bye! And from Robin, of course, behind the camera and in front.
Bye.